Hi, please click on the icon and subscribe to the channel for amazing and fantastic videos yet to follow.
Meanwhile, Carlos returns to his apartment and finds his younger brother Oliver in a rather restless and anxious state. Carlos tries to cheer him up by explaining their mother has lent him a good chunk of money, so they won't have to do anything illegal to survive anymore. This still doesn't calm Oliver down, but before he can explain the reason for his mood, Detective Marco bursts into the room. Carlos immediately freaks out and points out they aren't doing anything wrong, but it's too late. Marco has already gotten a confession from Oliver by threatening him. As Oliver begs for forgiveness, Carlos asks for an arrest warrant, which Marco doesn't have. However, the detective still wants to drag the brothers to the station at gunpoint, causing Carlos to panic and start fighting him. Oliver helps him, and once they get Marco out of the way, they rush to the stairwell to escape. Marco immediately follows them, and as he moves his hand, he accidentally shoots Carlos in the leg and makes him fall. While Marco wonders what happened to his hand, Oliver runs to his brother's side and starts yelling for help to no avail. At that moment, they hear an explosion in the distance, but no yelling or sirens. Carlos' wound is bleeding pretty badly, so Oliver ties his hoodie around it. Furious, Oliver tries grabbing Marco to get revenge, but Marco pushes him against the bed and threatens him into shutting up. When Oliver says they should take Carlos to the hospital, Marco refuses because he's sure that they can treat him at the police station. Then Oliver helps Carlos walk and the three men start going downstairs. As he moves, Marco finds some loose hairs on his clothes but doesn't know where they come from. The trio gets to the door only to find it locked, so they keep going. However, no matter how much they walk, they don't seem to make any progress. It's as if the same floor repeats over and over. The group looks up and down, noticing there isn't an end in sight. Marco tells the brothers not to move and starts quickly running downstairs, keeping an eye on the floor numbers going down and trying all the doors, which are locked. However, after lots of running, he finds Carlos and Oliver again, appearing behind them from above. Carlos can't help wondering if he's hallucinating from the pain. Losing his mind, Marco takes the stairs again and Oliver retries the door to no avail. At that moment, Marco returns and is so shocked to see the brothers again that he runs a test. He throws his keys through the center of the stairwell, only for the keys to fall back to them from above. Marco asks the brothers if they gave him anything illegal as he points his gun at them, but they assure him they're trapped just like him. It seems the stairs are an infinite loop. Oliver has no signal on his phone and yelling for help gets no answers. He hears his brother in pain and says he wants to remove the bullet, but Carlos refuses, saying it may end up in an infection because Oliver can't do even the most basic everyday chores. Marco breaks the vending machine with a fire extinguisher to get some water, so Oliver gets a bottle as well to at least wash the wound. 4 hours later, the trio is still stuck there. Marco opens his wallet to look at a family picture and finds a tiny card that he doesn't recognize, so he tears it into pieces and throws it away. Then he reveals he has some uppers for personal use, so he gives them to Carlos to help him escape his pain for a few hours. Once Carlos is unconscious, Marco and Oliver get food from the vending machine and sit together to chat. Marco shows Oliver the family picture, explaining that he was supposed to celebrate his 15th anniversary with his wife tonight. Oliver's only answer is to threaten to kill him if Carlos dies. Then he gets his bag to check if it has anything useful, but it's not much. The next day, Carlos wakes up but he's barely alive. With his last breath, he tells Oliver to value his life and enjoy it, which he was never able to do. Carlos dies in Oliver's arms, and while Oliver cries, Marco checks the vending machine to discover it's restocked itself. As Marco freaks out over the loop, a devastated Oliver grabs the gun and almost kills him, but Marco calms him down by pointing out his shooting had been an accident and that he's just losing his mind because of the grief.